Hey there YouTube, it's Nick with Feeding Fitness. Today's video topic is not a topic I even thought needed to be discussed, but it comes up all the time on the forums. People are asking this question all the time. Does lifting weights make you gain weight? Or should I avoid lifting weights until I've lost all the fat I need to lose and then concentrate on lifting? I don't know how this myth continuously gets perpetuated. Lifting weights does not make you bigger. It does not make you inherently gain weight. Lifting weights will help you grow muscle if you are eating in a caloric surplus. You're taking in more calories per day than you're burning. If, however, you are in a caloric deficit where you are taking in fewer calories per day than you are burning, lifting weights is not going to make you gain weight. That's all about your diet. So if you're not going to gain weight or put on a ton of muscle while you're dieting, then why do you lift weights? Well, I've talked about this in a million different videos. You lift weights to preserve your lean muscle tissue. So no matter how fat you are, how much weight you have to lose, it's a good idea to start lifting now. You have more muscle than you think you do, and lifting weights will help preserve it. Someone who loses 100 pounds and never lifts weights is going to look a lot different than someone who loses 100 pounds and lifts weight the entire time. If you've watched my transformation video, it's the #1 video on this on my YouTube channel, you will see that at the very beginning of my transformation, I did not lift weights. People sometimes mistakenly try and mimic exactly what I did, and I have to tell them all the time that that was a mistake on my part. That's the #1 thing I would change if I could go back, was not lifting weights. And at the time, I guess one of the reasons I didn't do it is because I thought lifting weights didn't go along with losing weight. And I guess I can see why people try and draw that distinction, but it's not true. You want to be lifting weights. If your goal is fat loss, you should lift weights. If your goal is muscle building, you should lift weights. If you just want to be healthy, you should lift weights. There are tons of health benefits to resistance training. Gaining lean muscle mass can help increase your metabolism, not a ton, but it does work. There are just a million reasons why weightlifting is, in my opinion, one of the single best activities you can be doing. As you get older, even if your diet is on point, you lose muscle mass just by aging, and lifting weights will help prevent that from happening. So I could go on and on and on about all the reasons why you should lift weights, but I'm not really going to do that. I really just wanted to focus today on talking about the myth of weight gain. Now, one thing I will point out, and you have to be aware of this before a million of you message me and said, I did weightlifting for 2 weeks and I gained weight, so I stopped doing it and the weight went away. Well, yeah, this happens when you first start lifting weights. It's possible to retain some water. Part of the process, or this is something normal that can happen to new lifters. This will stop, this will go away, and you will eventually resume your weight loss. So don't let this 1 to 2 week pause in weight loss deter you. It's not fat loss stopping, it's just some water retention. So again, don't mistake that with weight gain because you're lifting. Also, certainly don't mistake that with muscle gain. My favorite thing to laugh about is when somebody posts that their weight loss has slowed down because they're putting on pounds and pounds of muscle, or they gained 3 pounds, but they started lifting, so it must be muscle. It's not. Muscle is incredibly difficult to put on. You have to be trying to gain muscle. You're not going to gain pounds and pounds of muscle while you're in a dieting phase. Believe me, if it was that easy, we'd all be a whole lot bigger. But it's not. Gaining muscle requires very specialized diet. You really need to be eating calories in order to put on mass. So if you think that you've started gaining muscle because you started lifting weights 2 weeks ago, you didn't. Again, water retention. So don't blame weightlifting for your stalls in weight loss. That's either going to be water retention or you're eating too much. But seriously, all of you should lift weights, especially if fat loss is your goal. Men and women, you want to preserve as much lean tissue as you can so you look the best that you can once you've lost all the weight. that's all I had to say about this topic. If you have any questions or comments, drop them down below. You can also ask at the Facebook page at facebook.com/feedingfitness, and I will see you guys next time.